Hello, friends. My name is Sheetal. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm very happy to introduce our Grand Master Padmashri D.R.Kaarthikeyan. Dr. Karthikeyan is an Indian Police Service officer from Tamil Nadu and a former director of Central Bureau of Investigation, former director of CSPF, Director General and National Human Rights Commission. He was awarded the Padma Shri in the year 2010 for the contribution to the field of Indian civil service. Karthikeyan ji is on the board of dozens of non-profit and for-profit organizations as director, trustee, advisor, chairman, and more. He is closely associated with many spiritual organizations and the masters worldwide, including Art of Living, Isha Foundation, Pyramid Spiritual Societies movements. He is fondly called as a spiritual ambassador to the world. Karthikeyan ji is a regular practitioner of meditation and attributes a lot of holistic health benefits to meditation and advocates compassionately to everyone. He is the key inspiration to Buddha's EVO Quantum Foundation. Let us all welcome our Grandmaster Dr. Karthikeyan sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Sheetal. You are always generous, like Chandra. Thank you very much. Greetings to about 1,000 meditators now on the Zoom and on the YouTube now. Let me greet all of you. You are fortunate people to come on this path and wise enough to continue to be there every day. I've been watching you. Delhi has been very cold this time. So I have not been visible, but I have been seeing everybody, listening to everybody's sharing. I am only reinforced in my opinion about the power of Anapanasati meditation, which I found in the first week itself. Everybody sharing, right from the lovely 10-year-old Vicky of St. Louis to Professor Jagdish and Meena Joish, Natarajan, and everybody. Most of you have been very regular from the beginning till the very end. I compliment you, congratulate you for your wisdom and good luck. Messages go to thousands, but then a couple of thousand register. Ultimately, about 1,000 people are able to join. That's good enough. For a good beginning, it's a good thing. During the lockdown period, one organization which is benefited is the PSS meditation, because thousands and thousands have been able to join and get benefited. You have heard, in the beginning itself, some eminent personalities shared their views. People from different walks of life, people who have gone through the experience and shared it. They are not the people who will utter a word unless they are convinced about what they have achieved, benefited. I have nothing more to say again, excepting that we all know very well the only thing with which we live from beginning to the end is our breath and conscience. When we are born, of course, our parents are there, but very often they leave before us. Everybody else, the spouse, husband, wife, children, all come much later. Friends come and go. But the only thing with which we are born with conscience, and the first breath when we take, then the life is born. And the last breath, when it goes out, doesn't come back, we are no more there. So these are two things which are consciously there. That is why Patriji calls it our Guru and God and all that, which is true also. There is one thing, all the time we are breathing, but we have never been conscious of what we are doing. To put it very simply, Anapanasati meditation says, be aware of your breath. In any case you are doing it, why don't you become aware of that? So Bhagavan Buddha, as we all know, searching all over the place, ultimately he found the secret of the contentment, joy, emancipation is in his own breath. So this has been simplified by Patriji, made it applicable to everyone, whether it's a highly educated person or a person on the street, illiterate person, rich, poor, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, whatever it is. He says, breath is your Guru, breath is your God. And he makes us realize it by this simple practice. Ultimately, the great sayings of Aham Brahmasmi or Tattvamasi, you are that, God created the man in his own image. All these things are proved by this simple meditative practice, which is so beautifully done by Chandra and his team every day to so many people, and because he made it his passion and dedication. That's why we are able to transform. We have been seeing this, experiencing how people got over all their mental illness, physical illness, relationships, achievement in life, everything is possible. So that's why when I started writing about meditation, I wanted to write as meditation is medication, because I know all the followers, appears of them, they don't go for doctors. Even Dr. G.K. himself said in practice, he said only pills, meditation, ultimately. Then, when I asked for messages, the great master, Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar wrote telling meditation is better than medication. So I had to change it. My newsletter is meditation is miraculous, because by your experience shared by people following this last 1 year almost, I said medication, because it's not an exaggeration. Going by the experience of the people of all ages, all types of people, their lives are transformed. So that's why I had the courage to write to people, telling you 40 days you do it sincerely, with an open mind, even if you don't believe in it, but don't have lack of belief is no use. Have an open mind. If that doesn't result in some form of improvement in your life, some people lives will transform. Some people get over physical illness, mental illness, relationships, quality of life improves. Everybody says, well, I am better than what I was before meditation. That's why I could write that letter, Miraculous. And Patriji has been generous enough to put it on the Spiritual Science magazine. I felt a little embarrassed, but all the same, the message reaches to millions of people. That's the purpose now. After all, all these differences in religious, colors, races, all man created. The blood is the same. Blood can be transfused from anyone belonging to any country, any religion, to anybody else also. Same thing, the breath is the same. What I breathe out, it is shared. We can't say. So we are all one, because the same breath, same blood, same thought, the same path to meditation. We have seen it happening from about even today, there are many from many countries, of different colors, religions. They are all able to get the same peace of mind, benefits, because we are all one. Even the coronavirus affects everybody the same way. The relief also comes from the same vaccine, everybody. So this is one way of realizing that we are all one. Ondre Kulam, Oruvane Devan, there is a word saying. Then, Mana Madu Semayanal Mandiram Savika Vendam. The Tamil saying says, if your mind is purified, there is no need for mantras. That's what Padri also says. Just focus on your breath. Nothing else is required. You realize you are that. Your salvation is within yourself. You can get rid of all your negative qualities, impurities, past things. And if you keep an ourself, then the divine energy, cosmic energy comes in and makes you perfect. Really makes it possible for the harmony of body, mind, and spirit. That we realize. If I am able to realize my body, mind, and spirit are in harmony, then my relationship with my family members improves, and such families create ideal families for the society. Then, the world can live in peace and perfect harmony also. Same way, when we talk about the breath, what we breathe out, carbon dioxide, our lung, they say part of the lung is on the trees. They purify and give back oxygen. So the value of environment also we realize if you go through deep into that. Then you will care for the trees, the forest, environment. Then the world becomes a better place to live now. Today, you know very well, the environment pollution is so much today. We don't know what is going to happen after 100 years. The survival of the planet is in question, humanity is in question. So if you go deeply religious into this, then you respect not only ourselves, all forms of life on the planet, even the trees and mountains and all these things now. So I keep telling that while it is true, if we give food to somebody who needs food, Annadana is important, no doubt valuable. Same way for an illiterate person giving some education, Vidyadana is important, no doubt about it. But most important, far more superior to that, is giving Dhyanadana, that is giving meditation. Dhyanadana is far superior because once you know the benefit of meditation, you realize everything else and you become a person who contributes to the welfare of not only yourself, family, but the whole world. So, and also today we have seen in the pandemic time, coronavirus, the people are predicting it already being felt also even in Western countries, the stress out of this lockdown period, uncertainty of life, what is going to happen to me, to my family? Nobody knows what is going to happen. With all your wealth and education, power and all that, this invisible enemy can bring you down anytime. So the fear, even if you are not affected by the coronavirus, the fear itself is eating up. What is the remedy? Again, only meditation. Then there's nothing to fear. Fear brings down your immunity. I mean, it's a serious matter I'm talking about it. So meditators have no fear. There's nothing to fear, accept it, what is there. Everybody born has to go. If everybody born doesn't go, what will happen to the place for the newcomers? It is but natural. And it will happen one day to each one of us, no doubt about it. But why fear that? But by fearing, you are bringing down the immunity, you are allowing yourself to be affected by the virus. So one of the biggest benefits is this meditation creates fearlessness. So friends, you all know very well, you have been hearing that. There is nothing more for me to say that excepting, please, if I am benefited, now tell me, how did I come into this? I can, like, my story is like Mahabharata. One story will lead to other story, and I don't think any of us are in a mood. After meditation, I always tell Chandra, after meditation, don't call me to talk. Because nobody wants to listen to anything else excepting they want to go with the same elevated feeling, peace of mind, a trance situation. Anyhow, now I have to say that. About 20 years back, chance meeting with Patriji in Hyderabad, when I brought the greatest psychic surgeon, Reverend Alex Orbito, my friend from Philippines, first time, surprise meeting with him. And he behaved with me as if we have known each other for generations, for lifetimes. I was surprised. But then that continued, and then only because of his affection, whenever he called me, or Shane's Daga, or Chandra used to go to Pyramid Valley, participated in the events, more to oblige them out of their kindness than anything else, actually. I know there are good people, but ultimately the lockdown period, when Chandra and Vani invited me for this program, because they have been good to me as hosts whenever I went, out of gratitude to their kindness, I joined. Within 5, 6 days, I found out it's something really valuable. Then I shared with some people, wrote to them telling I find something interesting happening. It's worth it. Then some people had a lot of faith in me. I didn't even speak to them. I didn't write anything strong. I said, it's interesting, seems to be useful. They joined, some of them joined. And one of them happened to be Now I can tell Dr. S.V. Balasubramaniam, who had faith in what I wrote. After a week, he told me, he said something amazing. He told me something, how did you find it? Then, it's a free meditation. But they were so impressed by that, he sent a check of 10 lakhs of rupees to Pyramid Valley to show their gratitude, and thereafter many more joined. I always say, normally one seed you put, one tree comes out. Here I put only one seed, a forest came up all over. Coimbatore, London, Australia, America, all over came, and then we have been hearing these wonderful experiences of life transforming. So then I had the courage to write, endorse it in my photo writing. Yes, it's worth it. Many others joined. And now, thousands and thousands are joining, getting the benefit of the meditation. And from a school teacher's level, Chandra has become a professor of university today. During this process, while sharing and teaching, he has improved also his capacity of teaching, created a lot of volunteers like Sheetal, and I don't want to mention all the names. They are all equally good, committed, and all that. So I would say now I think 7:30 has come. I told Chandra I will talk for 10 minutes. If there are questions, I'll answer. Otherwise, it will go on and on and all that. I want to compliment Chandra, Vani, the whole team of volunteers who are dedicated. Not only they are benefited, they are transforming. What a great privilege to do it. You can transform the life. I was telling the other day, you are traveling 20 days in a month. Some people come and meet me here. How do you manage? I said, I'm busy. I said, when I used to travel to make 200, 300 people happy in your college or university sometimes, travel all the way, stay there, talk to them and come back. You're sitting idle. I'm only encouraging, I'm able to see the transformation and happiness of people in their lives. So what a privilege and all that. Thank you, Chandra. Thank you, all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep it up Now, please spread this message. The only thing we can do is, as again, it's a very famous Tamil saying, "Non petra irbam perugai vayagam." The joy I get, I should spread it to the whole world. That is how each one of our duty. You can do nothing more than spreading the joy and winning the gratitude of people, joy of people. That is the purpose of life, is again to be healthy, to be happy, and to spread that happiness to as many as possible during the limited time given. We are not here forever. We all have a lifetime. The time comes, we all go. Before there is an opportunity to spread this message of love, peace, and harmony to as many as possible, because we have to transform the world. The world is in a very critical stage now, about which I am writing. The environment, we are destroying the environment. First, you have to purify the heart, then only you can purify the atmosphere, cut down the pollution. Otherwise, our grandchildren will not have pure water to drink, pure air to breathe. There will be shortage of food. All this is reality. I'm writing that maybe Patriji's message also has come now. Another 10 days also is there. So the greatest service we can do today, get benefited, spread this benefit to as many as possible if we really care for our generations to come, future generations to come. Thank you. Namaskar.
Sir, thank you, sir. We have some questions. But that's great to know about your Save the Environment newsletter that's coming up. And by sheer meditation, just with the meditation, as we become more mindful, as we start appreciating the nature, the beauty around, many meditators are naturally taking to saving, automatically moving to the states of consciousness to save the environment. Less use. Our needs from desires are becoming less into go into needs. So less and less of taxing on the environment. But we're looking for that message that yes, but I read the message that Patriji wrote yesterday. Is really beautiful, but we're looking for your comprehensive wisdom. So before that, you said more than 21 years of over since the
There's
time.
some problem here. Can you speak louder? Some
Okay.
problem with my speaker here. Speak little louder.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, better.
So you have been now after government service now 21 years are over. So what keeps you going? You've been continuing to serve, continuing to help others. What is that keeps you going? That you've been doing so much hard work, that too, so much. I mean, your schedule is like morning to every day. You're doing so many engagements with so many people.
See, yesterday we had a very big function in the Central Reserve Police Force. Big function after a long time. And I was there, I had the privilege of being in that force for a long time. So I told them, Central Reserve Police Force was born in 1939. So it is as old as I am, running 82 now. So, but I have gone through so much of challenges in my life, opportunities where there are more obstacles, challenges, tragedies, all that was there. But I thought every one of them as a, an opportunity to test my ability, increase my ability. And I also thought if I am allowed to be on the planet still, there have been many occasions where I could have been killed by the terrorists and others and all that, accidents and all that. That means, there's a purpose for which I am allowed to live, at least to be of some use to others. And my wonderful wife, Angel, she also sent a message that you have to intensify your activities, you have to do so much to the world. So every opportunity to be of service, I avail. Also a great opportunity to be in the good books of my great friend Dr. S.V. Balasubramaniam and others with similar attitude. So that way I'm available. That's how I I joined your program to show my gratitude for you for looking after me in Pyramid Valley. Now I found there is some opportunity to spread this message to everybody. So like that, I am involved in all the organizations, no doubt, whether Isya Yoga or Sri Ravi Shankar or Brahma Kumaris or Ananda Sangha or Age Care, wherever it is, or now the Yogananda Foundation, they do say 5,000 widows are taken care of in Vrindavan. 5,000, can you believe neglected women? So I share my time. That's the only thing I can give is my time. I'm not a, I refuse power, declined power, and I'm not rich to give donations. I'm not a scholar to give erudite speeches. So if my people find my being associated is useful to them, I'll give it to them. That's all. I don't say I'm doing a great service, but I'm available to people. If they think my association is of any benefit to them, I don't deny it.
Thank you, sir. I know you always quoted SVB sir as a great friend. SVB sir himself has been a very successful business leader and a entrepreneur, a philanthropist. And your association goes back for long. Sir, SVB sir, any question that you would like to ask Karthikeyan sir? Not appreciation comes later, but your question to Karthikeyan sir.
Mr.
He's there.
Chandra, I know Sri D.R.K. for a long time. There's nothing that I can question because we are learning every day. He's a great administrator. Everybody know he's one of the greatest citizens of our country, patriotic in every line that we can find from his services. More than that, he has become more a philosopher now, not in theory, really in teaching and making people to understand the true living practices that has to be adopted by every one of our citizens of the country. And what type of question I can ask, because I have been always following his various activities, and I'm extremely happy if anybody who leaves after a government job becoming multi more important for the country. And if every officer who is working for the government lives like him after the retirement, I tell you, India would have become a much more advanced country, will be the one country not only financially strong, but also will be able to our old tradition of preaching, because always they India is the mother country for all the countries, both in culture and other activities. So, in true sense, India, the whole world become one of the most beautiful place to live. It will become a really global village with all peace, prosperity, and happiness. So that way, I am extremely happy. I am associated with DRK for quite a long time, and also all the participants. Also, I am sure they will all be very happy that we could find the DRK as one of the founders of the Anapanapati practices. And no doubt, the only companion, true companion for us is the breath. So that way, I think he brought out the importance of meditation to all the people, and the way he has been he has been contacting many people to get into this. They are all very happy because the correspondence that I used to get copies from him, we so that not only Indians but many people abroad also are very happy through going through this meditation. That way, I think we all should be very happy to thank him and wish him for a very very long. We have been talking that people have to come and go, but I would rather say that maybe other people can come and go, but not DRK. He should continue to live forever. To As Patriji said, he said he is going to live for more than 170 years. Like that, I wish that Kartikeyanji also lives such a long time so that people are benefited by his advice. And that way, I thank you, Chandra, for giving an opportunity to participate in this meditation course and also be with DRK all through. Thank you, DRK ji, for guiding me also in many of my activities. Thank you, Chandra.
Thank you, sir. That shows your association and respect. And that's how I felt, always felt Karthikeyan sir's enormous wisdom. So, but let me ask, Sir Karthikeyan sir, you used to speak, nothing is impossible. And then you used to speak on it. So, sir, where does that come from? You used to speak on nothing is impossible, and you had narrated some experience. Where does that strength comes from saying that things, anything is possible for you? So, can you narrate with a couple of an event from your life?
I told you, my story is like Mahabharata, story within story within story. Okay, how this came about? You see, I was not in the CBI. I was in the Central Reserve Police Force at that time, Southern Zone, Hyderabad. Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated, you know that, 11 September night. Next morning, I got calls from Delhi repeatedly requesting me to take up the case. The then Director CBI told me, we had high-level meetings and it is going to be, I have written it also, it will be because both the intelligence organizations, IB for internal intelligence and the RAW for external intelligence, both of them said it in the high-level meetings, we have no clue which terrorist group could have done it. We have absolutely no idea at all. Then the director told me maybe it will remain a mystery like Kennedy assassination case. But still the government want the CBI to take it up. And we all feel that you are the right man to head the team. But I was not in the CBI at that time, so we have to take your consent. So they said, unlike Mahatma Gandhi and Indira Gandhi assassinations, where people were caught red-handed, it may remain a mystery. He himself said that. Then I told him, I said, if you think yourself, it's far more difficult than Mahatma Gandhi and Indira Gandhi assassinations, I think you should give it to somebody in the organizations who are already there, more experienced. He said, no, we all, the government, everybody feels you are the right person to do it. So I've been asked to take your consent because now I'm not the CBI. I said, if it is a call of duty, nation, then I said, yes, I will accept it, provided there is no political interference. I will not allow any political interference, and I must continue to be in the CRPF. At that time, CBI name was big, there was nothing, no facilities. I said, provided no interference. Then it's a long story, then I took it up. So by a special flight, I landed in Madras. All the officers came, the Tamil Nadu police officers, local CBI officers came and said, sir, why do you take it up? There's nothing in this case. There's 17 dead bodies, including Rajiv Gandhi's body beyond recognition, and head of a woman, 2 legs separately. There's nothing in this case, why you take it up? That's how it came. I said, don't demotivate me, nothing is impossible. This word came from me, nothing is impossible. What is impossible takes long time, more efforts, considerable risk. So the people used to come and demotivate me and all that. So I put up a board behind my office in the top. I said, look at it, don't talk about it. That's what is repeated in my book also, which was released by President Dr. Abdul Kalam. He read the book, he said, I like this passage. Nothing is impossible, you have written. I also believe in the philosophy, I also failed and all these things. So I believe in it, nothing is impossible. Because tell me, which is not possible today? Even the virus we are able to solve today, coronavirus also, they thought it is not possible. Everything is possible, provided yes, I have to take considerable risk. I have very close brush with death. Once we identified, that's how later on I came to know. Once we identified them as responsible, my colleagues in the CBI, good friends, they said, why did you take it up? Then they told me it was given to, the whole meeting was called by the director. All the directors, who will take it up? He said, no, none of us were volunteering, telling it is not going to be detected. If we detect it is going to be a deadly terrorist group, they will never let us or our family to live. So we all refused. Now you identified these people, you must withdraw. They advised me, my good friends, withdraw because they are dangerous, they will not let you live or your family. I said, then another quote, which Dr. Kalam liked and quoted in my release of the book was, birth and death are preordained. When the governor of Alexander asked me, you must be the most harassed man in the whole country. How is it you look so relaxed? I told him, sir, my philosophy, they are deadly people. They have killed their own president. They have killed their own defense minister. They have never allowed any of the police officers to survive. They have bossed all police stations. I said, I only found out the truth. It's the truth. What I found out is true. They know it's truth. No, but they don't care for that. I said, that is their problem. As far as I am concerned, birth and death are preordained. Everybody has to go one day, even so-called God-men, where, when, how one will go is decided somewhere. Only thing is, we don't know about it. So it's going to happen that day. See, Indira Gandhi was killed by her own guards. Said, till the time comes for my death, nobody can take me. If the time comes, nobody can keep me. So why bother about it every day? I only doing my duty as per the law, as per my conscience. Actually, he got up and hugged me, Dr. Alexander. Sir, it's a philosophy. It's not only for reading, you believe in it. I believe in it.
So
nothing is impossible, even today. You are doing it. You are doing it. Patriji. See, I tell you, when Bhagavan Buddha found this Vipassana meditation, after a lot of struggle, he found out. Ultimately, he found, okay, this is only, it's on my breath. Vipassana meditation. It used to be 2,500 years back. But it went out of this country, but it was preserved in places like Burma. In Burma, Satyanarayana Goenkaji, the Guruji who brought Vipassana back, whom I met, also a privilege of knowing him, like Patriji very closely. He was a more prosperous diamond merchant in Burma. He had a headache, younger days. There's no cure. He went all over the world. Ultimately, somebody told them, why don't you go to Vipassana? They say it cures illnesses. But that time, the Hindus were strong. He said, no, it's a Buddhist meditation. How can you go? But ultimately, he went. It's a 3 months long meditation. But he said within a few weeks his headache disappeared. But he found this is far more important to do the meditation. Getting rid of headache is only a byproduct. So he completed. Then his name is Burma Guru, Upa Singh, I think. He said, Goenka, you take it back to India. This place came from India. And Bhagavan Buddha said it will go out of India, it will come back. You are the messenger to take it back to India. So Goenka ji gave up all his worth, billions of worth of diamond business and came like you're giving, no, you are dedicated yourself to meditation after giving up your whatever industry you had and all that. So he came and he said, Karthikeyan, when I came to India, nobody was interested in this. Nobody knew about it. So I had to go and knock at the doors of people, my relatives, to oblige me, they used to sit. Then I found 3 months is too long. Then I produced it. Ultimately, this 10-day meditation. So I was in a critical point in my life, doing this. Nobody was with me beyond a point. By that time, I went to Vipassana meditation in Hyderabad. At the end of 10 days, when I came out, all the TV fellows, because during the discussion came, I said, it's amazing. I wrote to the director of CBI. I was in both the organizations. I was in the CBI, I was also in the CRPF. CRPF is fully armed, fighting terrorism, insurgency, and all that. CBI has no arms, but only doing with papers, and they will only file charge sheet. So I wrote to both of them telling every police officer must go through this so that they can get rid of the tension and they can be normal dealing with people. Then they wrote to me telling 10 days is too long. Can you reduce it to 5 days or 3 days? Then I asked Goenka ji, wrote him and asked him. He said, Karthikeyan, I went 3 months long. This is 10 days later, less than 10 days, it's not effective. It cannot be done. But so very few people went for Vipassana meditation. Though it's a 10-day meditation, you have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. The whole day you keep observing your breath. And then after 2 days, you cannot talk to people also. Only 2 meals a day. Humble, simple life is all that they give it free. But 10 days, how many people are willing to do it? But still it has spread to about 30, 40 countries, but not many people. But all the great masters have done Vipassana. So at that stage, Subhash Patriji, he was interested, he went for the meditation. He said, I could not stay for more than a day there. It was not easy. But in that 1 day time, in the first 3 days, they teach you Anapanasati. Remaining 7 days, observing the sensations of the body and all that, He said that was good enough for me. I came out, experimented. I found this is good enough, we can spread it. So that's why he's able to spread it to millions of people because he simplified it. And like Goenka ji, who came, nobody was interested. When Patriji learned, nobody was interested. He said his own brother was not interested. So it took a long time for him to going from home to home, village to village and all that. That's why I admire the man. He said, not only got the benefit, he said, that urge to spread it. That it's not enough if I am happy. I must spread it to as many as possible. That's how it has become so popular and created masters like you, Shreyans, Newton, and many more people are there now. You in turn creating Sheetal and so many others, See, that's why you don't ask me one question. My answer will come to 100 sentences.
No, sir, this is wonderful. I just wanted to reflect upon that for everybody, right? So
that's why you did it. Now we all do it. That's how now SVB doing it, making all his college students to do it. So many now, we don't want to mention name, eminent people like from many great industries and others. For example, Lawrence in America. See, people, it is nothing to do with the race or religion or anything. It is only trusting yourself, trusting your breath. You have to trust your breath because you know very well you are alive because of the breath. All they say is you believe in your breath and yourself, nothing else. What a beautiful philosophy. Practical philosophy, pragmatic.
Yes, sir.
That's why we say meditation is miraculous.
Thank you, sir. I wanted
You should
to
let people go now, 8 o'clock.
yes, sir. I think
I can keep talking to you for hours together, no problem.
we have a few minutes left. Anybody who want to have a question to Karthikeyan sir, please do. While you are raising your hand or question, that thing, that state of being that Karthikeyan has said, nothing is impossible. Fear is what is holding us back in many a times or limited.
Okay. Now you're provoking me to one more thing. Nothing is impossible to say. See, after I filed the charge sheet, I was the most harassed man. 20 hours a day, can you believe? 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, the whole year. Constant tension, threat. Threat, I didn't bother with the threat because I know that life comes and goes only once. No fear. But at the end of it, when I filed the charge sheet, I was declared diabetic. 92. Now I am off medicine. Then I also had, so happened I was having 2 full-time jobs all the time, throughout my life. So 7 days a week I used to work. Even when I was posted in Moscow also I had 2 jobs. When Saturdays, Sundays are holidays in embassies, but I used to work to complete my task. Then I was on insulin, all these things. Last 2 years I'm off medicine totally off medicine. And I won't say that I'm reasonably healthy. I'm able to put up as much work as I used to do 30 years back. Travel 20 days in a month without medication. So nothing is impossible. Okay, it's possible.
Yes, sir. Wonderful. I think this is really the point I wanted
That is why the first letter, food is medicine. If you know what to eat, how to eat, when to eat, if your lifestyle change, you have a control on your life, even this is possible. After 30 years of diabetes, leading a normal life, is it possible? It's possible. So nothing is impossible.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. So that's a true example of fearlessness or having expanded awareness that we can do anything.
Okay, only one more thing. One more thing. Can a 10-year-old girl sit through meditation every day before others? And yeah, Vicky has proved nothing is impossible. She is an example to prove even a 10-year-old girl can sit, understand all these things, participate in the discussions, and also teach younger girls. She is an example, nothing is impossible.
Thank you, sir.
I'm a great admirer of Vicky.
Thank you so much. I'm actually an admirer of you, so yeah.
You can shoot a question to sir.
Yeah, I don't have a question, but I really just wanted to share because, like, I think you explained it too well for me to have a question. All my questions were answered while you were speaking, and you have like a billion stories to tell. I could listen to you all day and like every day, but since we only have a limited time, but it was wonderful. And of course, I read your newsletter, Food is Medicine, and that was a wonderful newsletter. I read it through and I learned a lot of stuff, and I really like carrots, but after some time I stopped, so I'm gonna get back into carrots because I like carrots. So yeah, it's wonderful to hear you. I've been since the time I heard that you were gonna speak on Saturday, I was just so excited to hear you speak along with the rest of the masters. I was like overfilling with joy. And when you finally spoke, all my family were sitting around here and they were listening. They were also very inspired. And it was just so wonderful. I felt very nice when you spoke, when you shared your experiences. It was just wonderful for me. So thank you so much for sharing your experiences and inspiring all of us here. So thank you so much.
Thank you. But she's in touch with me regularly. She writes to me, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, she raises a lot of questions, and I think I do reply to her immediately, or maybe a day later.
No, I think I don't reply to you sometimes. So I totally understand if you can't reply to me, but it's sometimes when I don't reply, I feel a little like, why didn't I reply? But I totally understand, so it's completely fine. And it's still great that you're spending time to actually chat with me, even if it's just like a day
I'm
later.
taking the photo of 4 role models. Vicky for the younger generation, SVV for all the industries, Chandra for all teachers, meditators. Okay.
Oh my God. Thank you, sir. That's great. Thank you, Vicky. Wonderful. Um, so we'll take a few questions and then close this, if you're okay.
I don't mind if you have the time.
Yes, sir. There is a lot of interest, and I always wanted to learn from you.
Yeah, I find still 200 people are there on the line. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So just Sheetal, let's take a check.
I don't know what's the problem in my speaker today. Doesn't matter. Because all these days I was on iPad.
Yes, sir. We have Shekhar Singh, sir.
Yes.
Oh,
Ah,
am I audible?
very audible, very loud and clear.
Karthi bhai, you know, today, if I can indulge a little, I have known you most of my active life. And I'm now reminded of Vijay, you know, Vijay, my younger brother. I was probably not yet 20, and he certainly wasn't more than 17 or 18 when he told me that the graph of intellect is the opposite you, is the upside down you. What he told me at that young age was that when the intellect rises, it reaches a pinnacle, a top point, where you can only speak to people who are of your caliber. But then he said intellect's graph goes on further and it comes down to earth once again. And that's the point which is the highest point of intellect, where you can talk to God and heathens like me at the same level. This is the level, sir, that I've seen you move from where to where to where. It is an unbelievable exercise and journey of pleasure and bliss, just watching you from a distance and certainly very intimately at the same time. It is so good to the world that people like you, and in fact, if you tell me people like you, I don't even know which second person to point out. But this is amazing. And if I can one more time indulge as an adult, Byron once said, "My blood runs in all the royal families of England." I don't know how far he was right, but certainly, sir, I know that your blood runs in every spiritual organization of India. And you have just mentioned even the Anapanasati programs some 20, 30 years ago, how you became instrumental and facilitator in developing this, that we are all benefiting it. It's immense. It's, as Ranjana keeps saying, we bow our head in gratitude and we just want to have more and more of it. We'll never tire of it. Thank you so much, sir. It really is overwhelming today.
Thank you, brother. You're too generous. You both of you have always been generous.
Oh, it's just amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Chakraji. That's wonderful. Sheetal.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. We have Rakesh Mishra, sir. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Karthikeyan sir. And I just made a full page of notes listening to you. And you said so beautifully, Annadana, Vidyadana, and Dhyan And my two brief questions from you, if you may allow to ask. And the first question is that basically, oh my God. So I'm feeling so nervous in front of you. So my first question is that if you have to live your life again from 25-year-old onward, how you would like to live differently, especially with respect to spirituality? That is my first question from you.
Well, these are all, I go by the destiny. See, my earlier part of life was all as per the wishes of my parents. I consider them as their living gods. I thought my duty is to do what they liked. That included my joining the service, the choice of my wife, everything. But once I joined the service, I said, I am wedded to my duty. That's my first love and duty. So I never cared for my life also. But one thing is, I was independent. I never sought any favor from anyone. That was my strength. So nobody can make me do anything which I don't want to do, which is not correct. And they all know very well. Everybody knows. So I don't seek any favor from anyone. Because of that, nobody has the right over my decisions. If I am promoting Anapanasati meditation because of my own conviction, if I am with PSSM because of my conviction, I am with everybody also, no doubt about it. I don't compare masters or spiritual movements. All of them have their own value. But this, I endorse this because I know it works and it's good for the people. So I don't think I will have any different way. I will go with the flow. If I am asked to relive again, I will go with the flow, depending upon the situation, timings. But I will not do anything against my conscience. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. And just quickly one question here, that if we have a fear of losing someone, like, that somebody will die in the family, if you have that kind of fear, what you have to say on that briefly if you want to?
That has happened to me. That happened to me, but then you also realize, well, that's the way of life. That everybody, some people go earlier, some people go later, but then you accept it. What's the choice you have got in this? You don't know. That's why, we all come with our own past also, Everything is not decided in this life. We all believe in this karma theory. And also the way of welcoming death also. A little later, maturity, you realize that it has to happen. That's why no fear. The time comes, you go. Till then, why fear? Take precautions. Nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. This is not the end of everything. We don't believe in it. It's only a passing phase. You have to believe in it, It's a question of you have to accept it. You have to internalize this belief. This is not the end of it. It's only a life was okay. This one's part of the endless journey of the soul. Difficult, but not impossible to accept it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, sir. Thank you, Karthikeyan, sir.
Thank you.
Both. Dhanyavad.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. What an amazing answer. You go with the flow. Don't want go with the flow. Wonderful to know that. I want any one of the Buddha Seva facilitators to have a question to Karthikeyan sir. Anybody would want to ask a question, give you opportunity to speak, while I request Narendra sir to provide his brief. Karthikeyan sir.
Sir, good morning, sir. Really, I am very grateful to Dr. D.R.Kaarthikeyan because he only introduced me to the meditation. And from that day onwards, I am experiencing a new life. And
okay.
really, really great, sir. And today is very nice to hear some of your conviction and some of the principles you followed throughout your life. And there is a lot to further learn. I think we must have a very long an intro type, or where this benefit of your leadership as well as success, and also philosophical and spiritual, and getting connected throughout the world and keeping that the connection throughout your life. There is something to be learned by quite a lot of aspiring leaders and aspiring even civil service or government employees, all of us. So I am also really today benefited. Just one examples or one question, sir, that suppose for the newcomers in this profession or aspiring leaders, one or two great tips, like one, the very one word of this, nothing is impossible. This is a really a very important aspect. And in our life, we face a lot of challenges. And there, with the belief in yourself and belief in greater God, or where this nothing is impossible, which I think that is where throughout your life you also mentioned it is not a bed of roses. There were so many challenges, and you have proved yourself. But one word you mentioned, that I am decided by my own decision, and I do not give anybody to intervene. This is also a very good what you call principle, which has to be followed. But beyond that, if you have one or two guiding principles for aspiring leaders, particularly some of the youngsters, or even also to keep ourselves relevant throughout our life, that is very important. Another is how to keep yourself relevant and purposeful and useful throughout your life. This is my small endeavor of asking you, sir. However, I am very grateful to you and SP Balasubramaniam and Master Chandra and all of our Buddha CEO Foundation, what you call devoted people, as well as those who are meditating, that during this COVID, right from the day you introduced me, that has given a good purpose of engagement. And we are all committed to spread this cause of meditation. And there, I'm sure there is such a great example of keeping our blissfulness, happiness, and also healing ourselves and keeping the whole world happiness. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir.
There are many things, you can keep on talking, but one thing I tell when I go to the academy,
Sir.
Police academy or anywhere, I tell them, government officers, I tell them conferences, I said, you have chosen a service. It's not a job. A job is working in any private sector, you do a job, you are getting money, or doing a business and all that. You have chosen a service.
Service.
Service means, you are going to serve the people.
Yes.
It's a position of trust. And law gives you enormous powers. Can you believe? See, when you are a police officer, you are trained and given a gun, you can even shoot people, shoot down, kill. And when provided there is justification, is not that.
Sir.
And also power to arrest anybody. You can be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever it is, you can raid a house. But that is to be done with a greater responsibility. At the same time, I tell them, if you want just money, open a pawn bida shop. That will give you as much money as you're getting as a salary from the government. But you are taking a service, what you are paid is adequate, not a luxurious life. Today, it's adequate. So don't misuse it. Don't make it a, I used to use a word like, don't prostitute it. Don't, it's like selling yourself, for the sake of money. I said, don't do that. That's a crime and a sin both. And I know very well a lot of people are there in all walks of life, make money. I can tell you they are not having they may live in luxury, but they don't have a peaceful life. They can't get sleep. If they sleep, they get dreadful dreams. They have to take pills. And you see such corrupt people, their children go astray. When they are growing, they see so much of cash money flowing in their family, they don't know the value of hard work and all that. Most of them go astray and they become disloyal. They give pain to the parents. This is the karma. I said, don't do that, because as I told you, you have to live at peace with your conscience till you end without guilty. I said, no, lead a simple life. Fine, whatever is given to you. If you want money, by all means resign, Go and job in a private company, business, or open a shop. You'll get more money there. But don't prostitute your public service. It's a position of trust and respect people give. Law gives you so much of power not to be misused. Yes, some people do it, some people survive, that's a different matter. But this is what I tell, and mostly people follow. They also follow what you do. See, I don't seek a favor. They all know very well. I never ask for a posting, place. No. So I'm not obliged to anybody. Neither to the chief minister, nor to the prime minister, because I don't seek any favor. They know very well, then they respect you for that also. I have been offered, even after my retirement, by highly positioned, we want to become. Dr. Abdul Kalam asked me, it's all a part of history. Well, you have done so much for this country, you risked your life, your wife had a heart attack. I'm the president. What do you want to become? You want to become ambassador, governor? I said, nothing. Thank you, sir, very much. I did my duty. I did my duty. I don't want to be obliged to anybody. So she said, ask your wife. Otherwise, she said, you never sought a favor. What God gives us is enough for us. I went and told him. He said, why do you say that? I said, sir, you don't want. You want peace of mind, nothing. He used to say, even till the last minute, you never ask me anything. I said, you always introduce me as your friend. What else I want? Many friends told me, you're a stupid fellow. When president asked you, very highly president, I said, no, I have no regrets.
No, that is.
I have no regrets.
Thank you, sir. Really great, sir.
Thank you, Narendra. You also did a good job as chairman. I know what many chairmen do. You had a life of integrity. Sometimes, somebody at the airport will come and say, sir, thank you all. Now, you saved our life and all that. I said, who are you? So I was a chairman of a bank and all that. They filed a case against me. And then, fortunately, when it came to you, you found this is a wrong charge, you cleared. I said, have you met me? He said, no. I said, I don't know you. I said, because on the merits of the case, on the file, I could find out it was not, you did not reveal it's a five-state case. We are ever grateful to you. I said, I don't know you at all. It's your good luck. I have not done any favor to you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. It's wonderful messages from you. I think we have so many takeaways. So, your friends, we are at the closing. And just have a couple of, want to cover to you. Just a couple of appreciation from
Mitchell Arbito is here. Mitchell Arbito. She said, grateful to Karthikeyan for the friendship he has given to my father.
Okay.
Reverend Alex Arbito, the greatest, one of the greatest persons, psychic healer. That's a different story. I'm so happy. His daughter is joining. I told her, why don't you join? She has been joining. Thank you, Mitchell. I'm so happy to share with you.
Hi, sir. Thank you also so much.
Oh, lovely to see you. Thank you, dear.
Yeah.
Now tell me, who is that Hollywood actress who wrote the book Going Within?
I think, sir, it's Shirley MacLaine.
Huh?
Shirley MacLaine.
Yes.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
yeah,
he wrote the book. After experiencing his surgery, Chandra.
Yes, sir.
It's called Going Within. It's a book by the Hollywood star. Right? Shirley MacLaine, yes.
Shirley MacLaine.
Great man. It's a great friendship of you with your father, I'm telling you. He's a really spiritually evolved person. They always greeted, everywhere with a namaste, Omkar, all the sessions were there. Very, he will offer miracles, but he will say, God has given me some energy to remove your bad energies. I don't heal. The body heals itself. He never said, I be a healer. No, some power is given through my mother to remove your negativities. Your body heals itself. I am not a healer. I always remember him. Thank you, Michelle.
Yes, sir. Thank you also, sir, so much. I really appreciate it for inviting me here.
Thank you.
It's wonderful.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, as we are concluding, a couple of women masters want to convey their appreciation. Meena Joyce, so quick feeling.
Namaste, Karthikeyan sir.
Hello.
I'm like.
Hello. Meera,
Hello.
I always admire you.
Oh, thank you,
Club also I have seen.
Oh, thank you. I was mesmerizing. I couldn't take my eyes off you. It's so inspiring. You're true karma yogi, truly. So spiritual, such a yogi. You are an inspiration. I mean, we want to be like you. But amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Sheetal.
So glad you are here with us.
Thank you.
Sheetal.
Thank you so much, sir. It is so good to see you and full of vibration. You know, we have been missing seeing you every day here. I just read a book, a Himalayan yogi. He just went to tapas to regenerate himself, and you came back with even more younger vibration, sir. You look so great, and thank you so much. You all, you made us like so empowered today. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Sheetal. You've always been graceful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your wishes, sir. I got your wishes for.
You are very good, Pradeep. You are going to be a great master. You're already one, yes.
Wonderful. So I request Vani Madam to
Thank you, sir.
concluding words.
Ultimately, Vanima has come.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, sir, always you are the great legend for the PSSM movement. Patri sir, when I met first in the Valley and the Life University, Patri sir always, sir, you are with us. You are taking to the world. Not we are doing, you are doing. That moment, sir said that time, I don't know anything about you, sir, frankly speaking. But everything, whatever that day, what he said, truly it's happening now. And throughout the world, spreading the word for so many people through your presence and your energies and your experience you are giving to the world, sir. That's what Patri sir, day one, he recognized and he told. And luckily, we got an opportunity to connect with you in a valley. And so very fortunate we are. And always you are inspiring so many people. You are in a government sector. And after you left your job also, you are more connecting with the people, friendship, and all areas you have so many people. You are a very lovable person to all over the world. I think you are governor to our program and to the world. So really, I wish you are capable and all the best, sir. Thank you so much for
Thank
all
you.
the time with us.
Thank you for your gracious comments. Thank you very much.
Jagdish sir, I know you really value Karthikeyan's companionship. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. But if I want to say anything now, I'll be ruining the aftertaste of this wonderful session in the talk. So excuse me if I don't want to talk anything. I just thank you, Mr. Karthikeyan, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear friends. Thank you so much, Karthikeyan sir, for your time. It's wonderful. I'm sure many of our participants, many of us have taken many messages from you. Your life is full of inspirational messages, and meditation is constantly helping us. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. God
Thank
bless.